unveiling scales, an in-depth look into the fascinating world of reptiles. Before you start, please watch this video to the end, comment, like, share, and subscribe. Understanding reptiles, an overview. For the average Joe, reptiles might be those creepy, slithering things you cross paths with when hiking or gardening. But that's far from the whole picture. Definition and classification of reptiles. Reptiles, you'd be surprised, are a decidedly cosmopolitan bunch. They hobnob amongst 4 classes: Squamata, quite the jet-setters, these lizards and snakes; Chelonia, turtles and tortoises; Rhynchocephalia, tuataras from New Zealand; and Crocodilia, crocodiles and alligators. Reptiles are vertebrates, yes, like us humans, distinguished by their scaly skin and typically laying hard-shelled eggs on land. Evolution and historical background of reptiles. These guys didn't spring up yesterday. They've been rubbing elbows with dinosaurs. Reptiles have been around for about 320 million years, morphing and changing across eons to survive and thrive in various habitats. Unique features and characteristics of reptiles. It's not just their steely gaze or scaly skin that fascinates reptiles. They've got a bunch of super cool features. For starters, their adaptation to life on land with a protective outer cover of scales and their eggs, safe from the drying effects of the wind and sun, shows an impressive spirit of survival. And their metabolic tricks to alternate between basking in the sun or cooling off when needed. Now that's worth a hat tip. The diverse species of reptiles, traversing the reptilian web. If you thought snakes, tortoises, and crocs are all there is to it, think again. Welcome to the vast and diverse world of reptiles, the enigmatic world of snakes, species, and notable traits. Snakes, they've got a pretty bad rep, don't they? But once you take your eyes off their hypnotizing dance, you'll find a spectrum of over 3,000 species, each more fascinating than the last. These guys are as diverse as they get, ranging from the tiny 10 cm Barbados thread snake to the massive 10-meter anaconda. Turtles and tortoises, shelled warriors of the animal kingdom. Turtles and tortoises, the bastions of resistance, are easy to spot with their compact, carry-around homes, shells. But did you know? Sea turtles can travel thousands of kilometers to lay their eggs. Meanwhile, the Aldabra giant tortoise takes it slow, living up to a whopping 250 years. From land to water, exploring crocodiles and alligators. Crocodiles and alligators, the aquatic conquerors, show the scale of reptilian adaptation. With around 25 species found globally, they navigate between land and water, their powerful tails and toothy jaws ready for a meal. Or a snappy selfie, perhaps. Habitats and adaptations. Reptiles' survival strategies. In the reptile game of survival, it's adapt or perish. And boy, these creatures have some mad adaptation skills. Exploring the natural habitats of different reptiles. Deserts, jungles, oceans, you name it, whether it's the bearded dragon thriving in arid environments, the marine iguana swimming in the Galapagos, or the Amazonian boa constrictor silently slithering in the rainforest, reptiles are ruling their roost. Adaptations of reptiles in land, water, and aerial environments. Reptiles, the chameleons of adaptation, see what I did there? Change according to their environment. Sea turtles evolved flipper-like legs for seamless swimming. Arboreal snakes use their slender bodies to navigate tree branches, while desert-dwelling reptiles employ a color-changing trick or two to blend in perfectly. Thermoregulation, the reptile's strategy for survival. Thermoregulation is a fancy word for a nifty trick, regulating body temperature. Have you seen reptiles sunbathing? Nope. It's not a hangover from their vacay in the Maldives. They're simply warming up to get their blood flowing. Reptilian diet and reproduction, a look into a reptile's life cycle. Hungry and looking for love. Sounds familiar? That's a day in the life of our cold-blooded friends, too. Dietary habits. Understanding the carnivorous, herbivorous, and omnivorous reptiles. Green leaf-loving tortoises, the meat-craving Komodo dragons, and the I-eat-anything-that-fits-in-my-mouth green iguanas prove. When it comes to their dinner plates, reptiles mix things up, flexing their omnivorous, herbivorous, and carnivorous muscles. Reptiles and their mating rituals. An overview. Reptilian love is as diverse as the creatures themselves, from underwater mating dances of sea turtles to the intertwined bodies of serpents and the nuzzling snouts of alligators. It's a Valentine's Day specialty served all year round. Eggs to adulthood, the journey of a reptile's life cycle. The journey from cute tiny eggs to scale-armored adults is an adventure fraught with danger, But armed with instinct and a whole lot of luck, many reptiles make it through and get to pass those genes along. Interaction with humans. The reptiles' role in culture and ecosystem. Reptiles aren't just nature's secret agents. They've slithered their way into our culture and ecosystems too. Reptiles in folklore and symbolism, a cultural perspective. Whether revered as celestial beings in ancient Egyptian culture, feared as symbols of evil in Christian traditions, or celebrated in Chinese zodiacs, reptiles have undeniably made a splash across human histories and cultures. Conservation efforts to protect endangered reptiles. Many reptilians find themselves in a pickle with habitat loss and climate change. But don't despair, there's a bounty of conservation work. Removing Galapagos tortoises from the endangered list is a standout victory. Reptiles as pets. Problems and precautions. Are you planning on adopting a reptile? Specific dietary, thermal, and environmental needs differ vastly from your typical dog or cat. So could you do your homework before bringing your scaly friend home? Conclusion. A glimpse into the diverse world of reptiles. Reptiles are a diverse and adaptable group of animals, ranging in size, speed, and method of movement. Summary of key points. From their evolutionary history tracing back to the age of dinosaurs to their array of survival adaptations and reproductive strategies, all the way to their rich cultural significance, it's clear that reptiles are a marvel of nature. The interconnectedness of reptiles and our world. Reptiles, though cold-blooded, hold a warm and critical place within our ecosystems, contributing to balance and offering invaluable lessons in resilience and survival. Forward thoughts. Future research and study on reptiles. Understanding and conserving reptiles isn't just about honoring their place on Earth. It's a gateway to understanding our planet's health. So let's continue to study, admire, and protect these fascinating creatures. Frequently asked questions, FAQs. We've covered a lot, but you might still be pondering a few things. Are all reptiles cold-blooded? Most definitely, my friend. Reptiles are ectothermic, relying on external heat sources to regulate their body temperature. Sunbathing, anyone? What is the difference between reptiles and amphibians? While they might look alike, reptiles and amphibians are as different as chalk and cheese. Reptiles are covered in scales and lay eggs, while amphibians start their lives in water and move onto land, swapping their gills for lungs. Are any reptiles suitable for beginner pet owners? Sure thing, corn snakes, leopard geckos, and bearded dragons are often recommended for newbie reptile enthusiasts. That said, each reptile has its own needs and temperament. So do your research and prepare before rushing into anything. How do reptiles contribute to maintaining ecosystem balance? Reptiles play a crucial role in their ecosystems, as predators controlling pests, prey providing food for larger animals, and even decomposers thanks to scavengers like the Komodo dragons. How can the general public contribute to reptile conservation? Thank you for watching this video so far, but remember to make your comments, like, share, and subscribe. From adopting and promoting responsible pet care to championing habitat preservation, the public can play an essential role in reptilian conservation. Every little effort counts towards a better, more diverse world.